Hi students. Okay, in this lecture, what we are going to do is we're going to use SPSS to conduct hypothesis testing for two samples. Okay, now you have probably learned in your lecture that two sample t-tests are basically used for hypothesis testing. Okay, now so like I said, well, like over here, what I said that in the simplest form, a sample means is comparing a known population mean. So under the circumstances, we can conduct either a z-test or a single sample t-test. So I think the samples, in this lecture, what they're going to do is they're going to show you how to do a single sample t-test. Okay, now so we are going to do both independent groups t-test as well as a repeated measure t-test. Okay, and I think the first one is probably like the independence groups test. All right, so we'll see. So all of these you can just kind of read it yourself. Um, okay. All right, data set 7.1. The owner of a large appliance chain is seeing a drop off in sales. He wonders if there is some way to boost sales. Currently, all of his employees receive a fixed salary regardless of the number of sales they make. Okay, so he wonders if sales might increase if he pays employee a commission based on the number of sales they make. To test to see if there is a difference in sales dependent on payment method, he randomly selects a sample of 20 people from the television department of his stores. These individuals are randomly assigned to be paid on a fixed salary N of 10 or on a commission N of 10 based on the number of TVs sold. He records the number of TVs each person sells across 2 months period. The data are presented below. All right, so you can see that. So over here we got N of 20 people. Okay, N of 20 people. All right, now let's open up the SPSS. Okay, so the SPSS, what they want you to do is to basically do it like this. Okay, so let's go to the variable view. So over on top here, type in employee, and then down here, go to sales, and then let's close out the decimals like before, and then, okay. Now let's take a look. Okay, so that's, okay, now that's, and then I think the next thing we want to do is, yep, basically go to the values. Okay, so you want to uh, type in 1 in values and enter salary. Okay, and then in value 2, then you would type in commission. Okay, and then click add. Click OK, and let me see if there's anything else to add. Okay, so we're good there. Okay, now let's just go to data view, and then we can type in the numbers here. Now, the way that you need to set it up is going to be employee are going to basically going to be like the one, right? So it's going to tell you does this person belong in salary or this person belong in the commission. Okay, so salary, so that just control C and then just drag this down and control V. Okay, so and then you'll see that all of these are 10 people in salary. Okay, and down here you say commission, control C and then control V all the way down to 20. And now we can just copy over the numbers. Okay, so this is gonna take a while. 15, 15, 17, 12, 13, 16, 15. Okay, and this one, the commission is going to start from here. Okay, so 17, 15, 18. Okay, now what else does your textbook tell you? Okay, so we're done with this step now. Now, okay, now begin to analyze the data using the independent sample t-test. So you want to go to data view. Okay, so we're already in data view, and then you go to analyze, compare means in the independent sample t-test. Okay, so let's go to analyze, compare means in this independent sample t-test. Okay, now the test variable of that is going to basically it's going to be sales. Okay, and then the grouping variable is going to be the employee. Okay, and then the next thing what you want to do is you want to click define groups. Okay, group 1 is 1 and group 2 is 2, and then just click continue. Right? And let me see if that is the case. Okay, group 1 is 1, group 2 is 2, and you just click continue. And the results of the analysis are presented below. Okay, so I think we can just hit OK. Okay, so this thing popped up. Okay, and then now let's just kind of compare what is going on. So you'll see that the number of people are 10 in each the salary or the commission group. And then this is the mean, okay, for 14.1 and 17.1. Standard deviation, standard error of the mean. All right, and now let's go down. So this is the P for the Levine set. That's not what you want, okay? What you are basically really looking for is the significance, the one that says two tail, okay? That is the P value that you need to report, not this, okay? This is the number that you need to report. Okay, now so you got the statistics, the T statistics, and which is negative 2.39, and then the degree of freedom is 18. Okay, so the one that you want to use is the equal variance is assumed, because your degree of freedom really should be an integer. All right, now let's see what else. Okay, so now you have the p-value over here, that is the 0.028. So this is less than 0.05, so this is a significant result. Okay, now so now we have all the values. How do we interpret the results? Let me just make this slightly bigger. Okay, so how do we interpret the results? Well, so the best way to really write is kind of over here, and if you just do that on your test, you should be fine. So you want to say something like the analysis showed a significant effect of the independent variable name on the dependent variable, and then you report the statistics. And then the way that you report a statistic is over here. Okay, so T degree of freedom equals the T obtained, and then P is less than the alpha. Okay, and then then you should compare means. Okay, the mean measure names was significantly blah blah blah. Pick the adjective uh, uh, higher, greater, lower, and then those that were example. So this is pretty much the way that it, you should really do it if the results are significant. And down here it tells you that it's what to do when the result is not significant. Okay, so over here this is they show you basically how you should write. So let's see how they wrote. Okay. Now let me just bring back the output so can exactly tell you like how to plug in like the numbers. Okay, let me just make this maybe go here a little bit and then make this slightly bigger. Okay. Okay, so analysis showed a significant effect of the salary method on mean number of TV sold. T, okay, and then remember that the degree of freedom over here, that is 18. So T parentheses equals this number, okay, negative 2.39, comma, P is less than 0.05. Well, you can write P is EP equals 0.028, okay? And then what they had after this is those employee paid on commission sold significantly more TVs, the mean number, so the mean is here, right? So the one that, oh God, so the one that were working on the on a commission, they sold 17.1, right? So that's why it says 17.1 here. Then those paid on a fixed salary, and then that's the one, that's the 14.1 over here. So this suggests that paying employee commission is more effective at promoting sales than paying them a fixed salary. So that is the interpretation of the data. Okay, now let's make the figure for this interpretation. Okay, so let's open our Excel. Okay, and the number that you really need is the number that you obtained over here. Okay, now your textbook basically do it for you over here. So we're just gonna do it exactly the way that your textbook pretty much tells you how to do. So open a workbook and then so have salary over here, commission over here, and the standard deviation, point 14.1, 17.1. And then now the standard deviation, remember that if you go back to this thing, not standard deviation, sorry, the standard error of the mean is over here. Okay, so that's how your textbook got it from. Okay, so 0.6. Okay, now let's highlight this. Okay, so I don't think I need that anymore. Okay, so let's highlight this and then go to insert and then go to this and then just do it exactly like what you did for the yeah, just do exactly what you did, like very similar to your previous chapter. I think it was chapter 4. I don't quite remember, but chapter 4 or chapter 5. Okay. Okay, and okay, and we just put the outline over here and also this one, so it's just the same color. Okay, now the next thing what you want to do is you want to review, I think, data, chart design. Okay, add chart element. The titles, one for the one for the horizontal, another one for the vertical. Okay, and now the title should be something like the effect of the independent variable. So type of employee, I guess, on the actual sales, on sales, TV sales, something like that. Okay, now the access title, that's that's basically tells you what you're saying. So this would this would be something like number of TVs sold, and then over here is down here is something like type of employee. Okay, now we're not done yet because what do we need a SEM for? Well, we need them for the error bars, right? So you go to this, you highlight them, you click add, go to error bars, and then press on this button here, this arrow here, go to more options, and scroll down to customs, specify value, and then click on the positive error value, and then highlight the SEM, click on that again, and then go to this, and then do exactly the same thing again, and then click OK. Wait, hold on a second. Did I? Okay, so that's good. Okay, something was wrong. Something was weird with that. Okay, but now we're good. Okay, now go to format axis, and then I think we'll just probably make this maybe every 5. It's really up to your own personal preference. There is no, you won't take I won't take points off for that. Now the tick marks, you should have them because that's but again, that's also a stylistic thing. Doesn't matter if it's outside, inside, or cross. Just pick the one that you like, and then and this is kind of hard to see, so I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. Uh, I think that all the fonts should be the same, so we're just gonna make it 14 for all of them. This is also 14. All right, so that's good. So center this in the middle of the graph. That's it. Voila, we're done with that set. Okay. All right, let's do data set 7.2. Now, in this data set, basically what you are going to be seeing is the data set for a repeated measure t-test. Okay, what a paired t-test. Okay. All right, now let's go. I'm just gonna read this. A local college basketball team is having a tough time making free throws. Regardless of the amount of practice and number of drills, a coach is seeing no improvement in the player's performance. He consults with the sports psychologist who agreed to come and try to help. She notices that the timing and mechanic of many of the players' technique is a bit off. She decides to do a video intervention in which she breaks the technique down into small steps and then teaches each step, providing corrective feedback at each step. She works with 10 players on the team. She measures the number of free throws each player makes before before she starts working with them, and then again following 5 sessions of her intervention. The data follow-up. Okay, so we got this. Okay, so player before and after, blah blah blah. Okay, so you can see that this is the data from one player. Okay, and this is data from another player. Oh, this cursor is so annoying. All right, so you can see that one row is data from one player, and another row is the data from another player. Okay, so let's do a related sample t set. Well, you see that basically the related sample with a pair sample repeatment, it's all the same thing. Okay, so now let's open the SPSS. I'll probably need to close out the one from before. Now let me just start a new file. Okay, new data. Oh God, this is so annoying. Okay. Let me just okay. Let's go from here. Okay, now switch to the variable view. Let's switch to the variable view. And then, so you just need the one that says before and another one that says after. And then let's just change the decimal, let's just change the decimals to 0. Now, if there's anything else that we need to do, not really. Okay, well, let's go to the data view. And now let's just copy down the numbers here, okay? So, 19, All right, now let's go down and see what we can do. Okay, I think you switch to the bottom. I think we're pretty much done with the entering of the data. So let's just go to the compare means again, analyze, compare means. And now instead of using this, the independent sample t-test, let's use the pair sample t-test. Okay. And we're just gonna highlight both of these and then click on this. So variable one, variable two, and I think that's it. Okay, now let's see if there's anything we should kind of look for. Okay, so this is good, leave that alone, and I think that's it. Click OK, and then this number should start to pop up. Okay, let me just score this a little bit over so and show you what's going on here. Okay, so you can see the means are here, the number of the participants are here, the standard deviation and the standard error of the mean. Okay, now over here, that this pretty much tells you that this is the end, this is correlation. Okay, correlation is not so important. We're not doing that here. We did that in the previous exam, not exam, but in the previous test. So we're okay. All right, so now let's look down and look at the actual pair sample t-test. Okay, now your textbook is kind of broken down in like sections. So, but it really should be all one continuous one that looks like this. Okay, so you can see the mean, the standard deviation, blah, blah, blah. The thing that we really care about is these three numbers. Okay, so the t-value, that like the one that before that you guys saw, is it's the t-statistics. Okay, so negative 4.019. Okay, degree freedom is 9. And you're probably thinking, why is it not like 18? Well, it's not 18 because there are only 10 people, and then there are 10 people, and you minus 1, and that's why you got a degree of freedom of 9. All right, and then this is the significance. Okay, so now is this number less than 0.05? Yes, it is. So this is a highly a significant result, and that means that the sports psychology's method is does work. All right, but how does it work? Well, let's like take a look at the number of the free throws. So before they were at 12.2, and then after that they were at 15.6. So there's an improvement. Okay, so that means that the these uh, 10 players on average after the video intervention, they were able to improve the number of their free throws. Okay. All right. Now let's see how we can interpret the results. Okay, so this is exactly the same as before. Okay, and then you can see that they show you that the analysis shows significant effect of the independent variable, okay, on the dependent variable, and then you report the statistics. So this is all the same as before. Okay, now if it's not, and then you talk about the mean, the names, and you say higher, greater, lower, blah 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 blah. Then the other level name, and then blah 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 blah. Okay, and then you interpret in simple the simple English. This finding suggests this, what that. Okay, and then if it's not significant, then you talk about it that even though the means the measure of the dependent variable was pick an adjective number blah blah blah, blah, then they were exposed to it. There is no significant there's no significant um, significance found. Okay, and then you find the findings. Okay, all right. So what do we see in here? Well, so this is what the actual interpretation is. Okay, the report and interpretation. So the analysis showed a significant effect of the intervention on the mean number of free throws made. T parentheses 9, so that is the degree of freedom, equals that is so negative 4.02, that is the t statistics, right? Comma p, well you can write in p is less than 0.05, or what the p actually equals to. So in this case 0.003, mean number of the successful free throws was significantly higher after the intervention, and then you can see that they reported the means here, and then before the training, they also reported means here. Okay, so these findings suggest that the video and feedback intervention improved the free throw completion rate on the team of the team members. Okay, so that's exactly what I said just before. Okay, now we just need to graph this in the Excel, okay, exactly as before. Okay, now let me just do that. Now there's something I want to make sure that you guys know this, and that is because this is a connected part. So when you are doing this, you should not be doing it like a bar graph here. You should use a line graph instead. So let's say before, after, and then we got the mean, and then we got the SEM, right? So 12.2, 13.6, and then okay. So what you want to do is highlight this and then go to insert. All right, so instead of the bar graph here, just pick the one that's on the bottom, and then that's a line graph, okay? And so you want to say something like the effect of video intervention on the number of free throws in basketball, something like that, you know. So that's a very specific title. All right, now let's get rid of the grid lines, and then now let's put in the outline here. Okay, and then do that for the y for the x-axis as well. Now let's do this up a little bit. Okay, so that's nice. What else? Okay, so let's go to chart design, add elements, chart title, axis titles. So we just did it for the horizontal. Now let's do it for the vertical. Okay, so before, after, and then we can score this a little bit like that. Okay, now what is the axis title? Okay, so this is the number of number of free throws. Okay. And then what's this? This is the timing, or actually the session before or after intervention. Something like that, right? All right, now so let's change the font. This we said last time we said 14, so let's keep it consistent. 14. This we also want 14. This we also want 14. And this is already 14, so we're good. All right, now are we done? We're not. Okay, what do we need a SEM for? Well, we are using the SEM for the error bars, right? So click on that, click on, yeah, click on this, and then go to error bars, go to this, go to more options, and then go down to customs, and then specify value, and then when you do this, okay, and then highlight the SEM, do that again, and then do this for the negative error values, and highlight that, and highlight this again, and click OK. That's it. Okay, the work that we did is pretty much done. Okay, so that is how basically what your graph should look like. Okay, all right, it's a wrap.